Hi, I'm Kay, and I'd like to share a few memories of my childhood days. And when I think back to when I was around 7 or 8, I think of the evenings when we were out running around playing bare feet, and the evenings in the summertime. It takes a little longer for the sun to go down and for it to darken, but in the evenings we recall the fireflies, and this was so exciting to see the little lights of the little fireflies, and how we'd get a bottle and we'd capture some of them, and they'd twinkle in this little jar that we'd hold on to. What we had called as our little treasures. And one time when my brother was with me, and back many years, as I say, many years ago, we noticed that the big trucks were digging holes on the other side of our little highway, and they were going east. And we learned that they were starting to bring electricity to the eastern part of the island. So my brother, we'd be around 9 or 10, in around there, he said, "Oh, let's go out and see what they're doing." And the two of us ran across to the road and were looking down into the hole to see the depth where these poles were to go into. And we never noticed. One of our little pets was Donald, and he was a little duck. And Donald followed us. But Donald was special. He had a crooked bill, and he was a real pet. And what happened, to our surprise? The duck fell into the hole. Oh dear. So Joe said, "Don't worry, I'll run in and I'll get a clothes hanger and I'll get him up, but you're to catch him. Whenever I get him so far, you're to catch him." So the two of us lay on our tummies there, looking down into the hole, and thanks be to goodness, we never fell into the hole itself. But anyway, he'd get the duck up part way, and I had my hands just ready to get the little sweetheart. And anyway, he fell back into the hole. This happened several times, and finally, and Joe would put the wire around the crooked bill of the little duck, and finally we did get him up. And when we held on to the little duck and took him back home, and my mom and grandma were waiting, and the other children, and with great excitement we had Donald back home with us. But the evening wore on, and then the first thing was morning, and Joe was out feeding the little hens and the chickens and the ducks, and the sad part of it was Donald wasn't there. He had fallen so many times into the hole that he was injured, and he had died. So it was a pretty sad ending. But that's one memory I'll never forget. And I'll always think back that when the electricity started to go to the eastern part of the island. Okay?